Hey, what's up guys? Jamie from Jamie's Detailing. Today I want to address my most recent accident. Now, some of you guys may be aware that I had well, not a small accident, probably one of the biggest accidents that I have ever been in my home garage. And it actually took me out of work for a little bit. Was in the hospital for a day or so, and yeah, it definitely sucked. So I know I'm gonna get a couple questions about it, especially when I start posting some YouTube videos. You guys may be wondering what happened to my face and why I'm coming to you guys in this strange, weird void type atmosphere right now. And honestly, guys, it's really just because I've felt a little bit uncomfortable in my own skin over the past month and a half. And today I just want to let the cat out of the bag and show you guys what I look like, which is honestly a million times better than what it was even just a few weeks ago. But I want to show you guys what am I okay, show you guys what happened, tell you guys exactly what happened, and let you guys know some of the damages, show you guys some stuff that's kind of interesting to look at after the accident happened. Let's go ahead and get into it and address my most recent accident. So first off, guys, am I okay? So maybe we should get rid of the crazy moody lighting real quick. Let me just turn on this light. Alright guys, so I hope the lighting in here is okay because I'm not adjusting it from this point on, but I just want to do a quick video today because I know I'm going to get a ton of questions moving forward, like I already have over the past month and a half, of whoa Jamie, what happened to your face? Now guys, I do a ton of stuff in my home garage, and one of those things that I was doing this winter was planning on painting my car. Now, during the winter here in Chicago, it gets quite cold, and on this particular day, it was pretty dang cold. I'm pretty sure it was in the negatives, and yeah, I was in the middle of painting my detailing rig. And if you guys have ever tried to paint anything during the winter, you guys know that it can be pretty hard, especially in an unheated garage. So anyways, guys, I was in my home garage. I recently just bought an awesome new Milwaukee M18 heater. That I was just kind of using to be able to do things in the garage during the winter, like painting a vehicle. So what I was doing was basically heating up the garage and painting my vehicle. Well, everything went super smoothly and the vehicle turned out looking amazing, but when I was on the very last part of painting this vehicle, which was the grille, I decided, hey, instead of keeping it silver, let's go ahead and paint it black. So this was the very last piece of the vehicle that I needed to paint. My paint cans were all freezing cold. So a little trick that I've always done is you just kind of throw it in front of the heater. Now, I actually threw this can in front of a little 1500 watt heater that I had kind of permanently running in the garage just to keep it hopefully above freezing. Definitely wasn't working, but I put this paint can in front of a heater. Now, I've never had bad luck with doing this before, guys, but that particular day, which was the end of January, I think it was the 23rd of January, I put this paint can, a foot or so away from the vent of this heater. Now, this is just a 1500 watt plug-in little heater. And I was just walking inside, making myself a coffee, ended up eating some food, talking with the girls, my daughter and my girlfriend, just hanging out for a little bit, going to the bathroom. I got distracted, to say the least. So anyways, I come back outside, and now it's been probably like 45 minutes since I put this paint can in front of this tiny little box heater. The heater is literally smaller than my head. So anyways, the heater's super small, maybe like 6 by 6 by 6. Anyways, so I go to move the paint can, and the paint can is super hot to the touch. Okay, let me go ahead and set it off to the side. It's obviously going to be way too warm to spray this paint right now. And it was just a little can of Rust-Oleum, flat black Rust-Oleum spray paint. type of paint would not have mattered in this situation, but let's get back into the story. I go and put this paint can on the side. I put it on my little workbench in the garage. So I put it over by this bench, and maybe like 5 minutes later, I come back outside and I pick up this spray can, and it's still pretty warm to the touch. Still definitely, I would say, too warm to spray paint with. I want it to be like room temperature, not like super hot water coming out of the faucet. That's about how warm that can probably was. Anyways, so the can is still pretty warm to the touch, and this time I actually shook the can of paint. Everything happened so fast that I honestly could not tell you. Honestly, everything just happened crazy fast, guys. I've never been in a situation like this, but the paint can exploded in my hand like a pipe bomb. That's the only way I could explain it, but it was literally like a bomb went off, guys. Next thing you know, my front garage, which I have a 2-car garage, you guys have seen it in previous videos in the background, but I have a 2-car garage with a huge, double insulated garage door. It's a pretty heavy garage door. This explosion was so big that it blew the entire garage door off the hinges and into our driveway. So you guys can imagine how big the concussion or how big that shock was from that paint can exploding. Now, the reason this explosion ended up being so huge was because right under this little bench that I have in the corner of the garage, there was an induction heater. Now, an induction heater are the heaters that have those coils in them that heat up, and yeah, basically, when this can of paint exploded, which, one second, guys. So I actually brought this with me from home. I actually saved everything that I was wearing and everything that I could actually find from the accident. Now, when you guys see this paint can, you guys are going to be amazed that I am freaking alive, because now this is the paint can right here, guys. Here is the bottom of the paint can. Now, I don't know if you guys can really see this that good, but this is actually the bottom of the paint can, which has now been completely turned inside out. So it used to go in this direction into here, and I actually found this a few days later, this whole paint can and everything, a couple days later in the garage when we were kind of looking through all the damage and everything that happened. This is the paint can. The second I went to go shake this paint can, I'm guessing the little ball, the little marble that's inside of here, this is a little glass ball that's actually inside of these paint cans. I'm guessing this was just enough to disturb the paint can, just enough that it completely, all the extra pressure that was built up in this can from being hot, it completely blew out this entire can. Now, the can must have went flying, and again, this all happened so fast that I'm only guessing right now, but all this stuff happened so fast that the can must have flown out of my hands like a rocket, and this part must have went the opposite direction, I'm guessing. But basically, I found this in the garage underneath my toolbox a few days later. Like 2 weeks later, I found that little marble, which I totally just dropped somewhere, but we'll find it in a minute. Anyways, guys, this thing completely launched out of my hands and turned into an absolute pipe bomb. The second that happened, the induction heater that was right down to my right ignited all of the propellant and the paint that was in here on fire. So next thing you know, there's paint getting absolutely blown everywhere in my garage, black paint, and I'm covered in paint pretty much on my whole on my face, my hands. You guys can see the color difference in my hands right here, but there's a pretty significant line from where my actual jacket was covering my hand. Anyways, guys, this was such, I don't want to call it a freak accident because it was obviously caused by me being a complete dumbass putting this can in front of the heater for way too long. And obviously if I would have stayed out in the garage and for a couple minutes let this thing sit in front of the heater like I normally do and not gotten distracted, everything would have been fine. And if I would have not gone back to this can so quickly, and my impatient self only waited like 4 or 5 minutes to go back and see how, let's go see how warm the can is. So it's like, dude, if you make a mistake, like heating up a can, or you've come out to, and I was thinking about this too, like having aerosol cans in your detailing rig during the summer on these stupid hot days. I mean, the can wasn't that hot to the touch. It was, like I said, it was like warm water coming out of the faucet. And I was like, dang, your car could be hotter than that. So I don't know, I've never experienced anything like this. The fire department said that this is an extremely rare thing to happen. So honestly, guys, I'm extremely lucky that, you know, all I got were some burns and whatnot. So anyways, guys, this thing turned into that rocket. The second it exploded, everything turned into, it was like all the propellant just instantly ignited in the air. And next thing you know, I'm on fire. All my clothes are on fire. And I was literally seeing nothing but flames around me. It's super hard to describe what the actual experience of being in a fire like that, but it was like a flash fire. It probably was over within like, you know, 10 seconds or something like that. It happened fast, and then there's just some small little smoldering fires after that. But during that time, I got completely covered in the paint, the propellant, or everything that was on fire, and basically I got extremely, extremely lucky. You guys can see I still got most of my hair here. I just got burned. That's it. I got so lucky in this scenario, and honestly, guys, it's a huge learning experience and a huge wake up call to not do stupid things. Let's put it that way. But anyways, guys, don't take shortcuts, and, you know, look at the warning labels and things like that, and don't ignore them is basically what I'm saying throughout this whole thing. But anyways, guys, so what is the damage? So we just talked about, you know, what happened, but what is the damage? What exactly happened? Well, when I caught on fire and all this paint and stuff was on me, basically the only thing that saved me during this accident, guys, was my Carhartt jacket. Now, during the winter, I typically wear a Carhartt jacket when I'm working, when I'm doing stuff, and I was doing a lot of maintenance and whatnot on the vehicle. So I always like wearing a Carhartt jacket. It's super durable, super tough, all that kind of stuff. But this jacket gave me literally just enough time to be able to pull the jacket off. I pulled it off like a hoodie, with all my shirt, everything else that was on underneath it. I just pulled everything off like a hoodie. So that's another thing, guys. The reason not to wear super tight clothing is because if you're in an accident, if you're on fire, if anything happens, you need to be able to take your clothing off quickly. They need to be able to cut it off of you, whatever needs to be done. But if I would have been wearing a tighter clothing underneath, anything like that, I would not have been able to get all that clothing off. So let's check out exactly what happened. Now, first off, this hat was sitting next to me and it got completely burned off. So luckily I have some extra hats, but I mean, I have to order all new hats now. I only had a couple of them, and I'm actually using my dad's, the one I gave to my dad. But anyways, guys, this hat got completely burned through. All the plastic part got completely burned through. So this hat is totally toast now, which kind of sucks. But the other thing, guys, which I think is absolutely incredible, which real quick, we'll just show you guys my pants that I was wearing. So the pants that I was wearing are completely covered in paint now, or, you know, got covered in paint. They got all dirty from getting thrown around and probably dragged around and whatnot. Anyways, those pants got wrecked. The shirt that I was wearing is pretty fine, but you can see there's like some of my hair in here, guys, because some pieces of my hair did get burnt off. I had it all back inside of my hoodie that I was wearing at the time, which I was wearing a shirt, then I was wearing a hoodie, which the hoodie was pretty much fine. It was all underneath the Carhartt and everything, and under this stuff. So let me show you guys the part that, after seeing this, you guys are gonna get a little bit of an impression of how much I was on fire, I guess you could say. But let me zoom out the camera real quick. This is the part that I really wanted to show you guys, so you guys could get a better idea of the extent of how much I was actually on fire this night. But basically, this is what is left of my so I was wearing this underneath my jacket. So this is just like a little over, kind of basically exactly what I'm wearing right now, just a little over. I think they call them overcoats or over shirt jackets, whatever you guys want to call them. But it's basically just a thick flannel, all right, with like a jacket type material on the inside. So anyways, this is just basically a flannel, and you guys can see the neck on this flannel is completely missing, all right? And if you look at it from this way, you guys can see all the charring and stuff along the neckline. All this is hard as a rock. It's all hard as a rock. It's been melted. So that is literally what's left of it. There's literally no sleeve left on the left. This would be the left side. There is no sleeve left. Somehow this is all inside out. So I really haven't touched it. I kind of just threw it in the bag because I knew I was going to want to show this thing to you guys, but you guys can see how much of that sleeve has been completely burnt off. So I'm guessing, I haven't really looked at this, honestly, guys. I just kind of threw it all in a bag because I knew I was going to kind of want to look at this later. But there's even like pieces of hair on here, probably from when I was literally ripping everything off as fast as possible. And I knew I was on fire. The second it happened, I knew I was on fire. It was the freakiest thing being in something like that, guys. It was absolutely insane. But anyways, guys, let's see the extent of the damage on this arm, because this hand is the one that really got messed up when the accident happened. I mean, you guys probably don't want to hear this, but there was almost no skin left on this hand, guys. It was absolutely disgusting. And actually, my face, it looked pretty bad when it first happened, but my face didn't get hit as hard as everything else because I think when I pulled all this stuff off like a hoodie, it smothered all the flames on my face and put everything out that was actually on my face. So I think that's really the only reason that my face didn't get a ton of exposure to all that fire was because the flames went out right away. And I actually just ended up with a ton of super dried paint on my face by the time I got to the hospital. So yeah, it was covered in black paint. So they were almost gonna airlift me from my house to like Loyola Hospital, which is pretty far away from me, probably like 45 minutes. And they wanted to airlift me over there because they thought all the paint that was on me was charring, like I had third-degree burn, like extremely, extremely bad burns on my face and stuff, but they really weren't that bad. And I kept telling them, yo, it's just black paint, it's just black paint. I don't think it's that bad, because I've gotten a small burn before on my arm just from, again, working on my car. Maybe this is a sign, yo, maybe you should be a little smarter when you're working on these cars, Jamie. But one time my car was overheating and I didn't know what to do. I didn't want my car to blow head gaskets, and it was a Ford Thunderbird, a Super Coupe. It was one of my favorite cars I've ever owned. I was an absolute idiot for selling it. But anyways, guys, I took the radiator cap off that when it was overheating in attempts to try to save that thing from having a head gasket blow. Now, the car was fine, but my arm got burned pretty dang good. And just like when this whole accident happened, they actually had to cut some of the skin off. Ugh, I don't even want to talk about it, guys. It's gross having a very, very bad second-degree burn, borderlining third-degree burn. But it's not fun. I don't recommend to you guys to get burned. It sucks. But anyways, guys, this is my jacket that I was wearing underneath my hoodie. So you guys can kind of see how much of this got burned. Parts on the back got burned. There's absolutely no neck left. All the way down to here is pretty much gone, just above this pocket here on the right side. So, or on the left side. But yeah, guys, this thing got absolutely destroyed, and I could not, after seeing this, I could not believe that all I got was some burns, all right? So now I'll show you that last, but here's the hat that I was wearing. This thing is not even a hat any longer. It's more like a headband, but the entire top of the hat is gone. You can see somebody actually stepped on it to put the fire out on here, but there's actually footprints in this hat. Because somebody was stomped on it to put it out. So, I don't know, man. Whatever they're making these hats out of, I never thought that they would be this flammable. But this was just a normal old black beanie. And it is hard as a rock on most of it. There's only a few, like, kind of soft parts left on here. But this is absolutely incredible to look at, guys. And I don't know how I have more of my hair than I do. I definitely lost some strands and stuff like that. But it could have been a million times worse. I don't know how I still have my hair after seeing all this. But this is the last part of it, guys. This is what I really wanted to show you guys, is this Carhartt jacket. So Carhartt, if you guys are watching this, thank you guys for making such awesome jackets. This is literally the only thing that saved me from having burns like this on my hands, literally all over my chest, my stomach, my side, everywhere that was exposed to that massive explosion would have been extremely burnt. And honestly, if I was wearing anything else, I guarantee you it would have just melted like that, especially after seeing the coat that was under this jacket. So I want to show you guys this jacket and show you guys how absolutely destroyed it got. But again, guys, this thing gave me enough time to get the jacket off. It took the brunt of the force, a brunt of the paint and everything that was on fire that got on this jacket. This jacket did exactly what I needed it to do and gave me enough time to get it off. And you know, it took a while for this thing to burn. Like, it was out in the snow, out in the front yard, and people were throwing snow on it, because we'll get to that in a minute, but tons of my neighbors came running over to help, and god dang, I didn't know that many people cared about me, to be honest. So it was pretty heartwarming, honestly, to see literally half my neighborhood over at my house calling 911, wondering if they could do anything for me. And yeah, so to all my neighbors and my family and everybody that helped me that night, thank you guys. And huge thank you guys to all the firefighters that showed up, the ambulance, the whole team on the ambulance, all of Aurora PD that was there. Thank you guys for showing up, making sure I was okay, my family was okay, everybody around was okay. And damn, I did not think I was gonna get into an accident that big ever in my life, but man. Anyways, guys, this is the jacket. You guys can literally see massive holes through this thing. I have not looked at this really since the accident, other than like kind of just glancing at it. But let's turn this thing inside out. You guys can see that I ripped this thing off like a hoodie, so it probably got turned inside out, and that's probably why a lot of this inner material is burned. After I ripped off my jacket, you know, it probably just got lit on fire or something on the inside here. But let's turn this thing inside out. Well, real quickly, let me show you guys the inside in detail. So here's the inside. Here's like the inside left chest, coming down to the inside pocket here. I hope that you guys can see this pretty good. I don't know if I'll get a bunch of B-roll of this or not, but let's turn it inside out, because I actually have not turned this thing inside out since the whole accident happened. And I did, one of the very first things I bought after I got out of the hospital was a new Carhartt jacket. These things, I've had this one since I was 18 years old, 17 years old. I probably had it since 2007, 2008. I got it when I started automotive class in high school. So, anyways, guys, this was a gift from my dad. So, shout out Dad for always providing the clothes when I was a kid. Mom and Dad, you know. But anyways, guys, check this thing out. Look at this is the left side. So this must have been the, oh my gosh. And there's just stuff coming all off of this jacket. I'm going to have to bring a vacuum in here. This is disgusting. Anyways, guys, I'm kind of, ooh. Anyways, guys, look at this jacket. Can you believe how burnt up this thing is? Now, if I wasn't wearing this jacket, this would have been me. This is what I would have looked like. I can't believe how absolutely burnt this thing is. Look at the, around the, this is like one of the parts where my hair kind of got burnt off. You can actually, if you look at it up close, you can see little pieces of hair actually like glued to it. But god dang, guys, this is literally the only thing that saved me was this Carhartt jacket, guys. It could have been a million times worse. Without this jacket, it would have been an absolute, I would have been a wreck that night in the hospital. I'm sure they would have had to airlift me. But my god, guys. Anyways, that's really what I wanted to show you guys. Now, what is the overall damage outside of just some material stuff, right? Now, the biggest reason I wanted to do this video is because I obviously feel a little uncomfortable out of my skin. And rightfully so, I get questions about it, especially from people that have known me for a while. And it's not like I go and post stuff like this on like Facebook and give everybody updates. I'm just, usually I tend to keep my personal life pretty private, and I like having a private personal life, but this I obviously can't keep private. Even in I just filmed a video here for this channel, and I know I'm going to get a ton of questions from you guys about it, from my clients that haven't seen me in a little while, so I just wanted to give you guys somewhere to direct the questions to. But basically, I was in an accident, I got lit on fire, and now I just have some scars, but the scars are going to go away. It's honestly nothing serious, guys. I was kind of, you know, obviously a little beat up about it at first, and I didn't look like this at first, guys. At the first, I would say 4 weeks were pretty rough, because dang, you can't get used to looking like that. I promise you guys. But after that, I was able to, after I was fully healed up, it took 4 weeks till my skin was like healed. After 4 weeks, I was able to make an appointment with a dermatologist and then a plastic surgeon. The plastic surgeon actually gave me hydroquinone or something like that, but basically it is a cream that bleaches your skin. So when I first went to the plastic surgeon, no joke, these scars were probably 2 or 3 times darker than what they were. I had a huge patch on my nose, a huge one on my forehead, the cheeks. Everything was pretty well scarred up, guys. And honestly, if I would have known about this stuff earlier on in my life, I probably could have saved myself a lot of getting made fun of when I was a kid with the chickenpox scars and stuff like that. I don't know when this stuff was made available, but basically all I have to do, I just got tons of ash on me. Basically, guys, all I need to do in order to kind of resolve this issue as of now is I just need to use this cream on my face that's actually going to help bleach all of the dark areas and blend them back in with my normal non-scarred skin. So, like I said, guys, this could have been a million times worse. There are people out there that have to deal with things a million times worse than getting some burns or whatever. So honestly, having this happen to me and all of that was a very humbling experience. So honestly, guys, all I have to do is all I can do is chalk this up as a learning experience. It's really given me a different perspective on life, especially with people that may, kind of look different from you or have like some kind of physical ailment. It gave me a different kind of place in my heart for those kind of people, I guess you could say. And don't get me wrong, I've always felt bad for people with physical ailments or who have gotten injured or anything like that. But this just makes me feel for them in a different way now that I've only had to go through it for a month, honestly, guys. After that first month and a half, up until now, now my skin's really starting to look a lot better, especially over this past week and a half since it's been about 2 weeks now since I've been using this hydroquinone or whatever this ointment is. But basically, it's really giving me a different perspective, and I had to deal with having some pretty bad burns and having to go to the grocery store and whatever else. Especially, you can't really wrap your whole freaking face up with gauze. I had my hands and everything wrapped up, but it's not like you can go to a grocery store completely wrapped up in gauze and whatnot. You might as well just go out and let people see the burn. So, I mean, this gave me a completely different perspective in life on stuff like that. It's hard to explain. But anyways, guys, I really can't chalk this up as a terrible experience because, honestly, anytime something bad happens to you, you're going to learn something about it. And this taught me not to be a dumbass and put aerosol cans or spray paint in front of your freaking heaters during the winter, especially walk away from it and, not pay attention to it for 45 minutes. God, if I could just do one thing differently, I would have just stood there for 5 minutes while the thing was heating up, shake it a couple times as it's warming up so you can monitor it, and it would have been like every other time I put in a paint can in front of the heater. But anyways, guys, I've learned a lot throughout this experience. I only got set back a few weeks from work, realistically, and I can always catch up. So honestly, yes, this whole situation sucked. This could have been a million times worse is really how I'm looking at it. So honestly, guys, I am extremely lucky to just have some scars and some stuff like that, and all of this stuff is gonna go away. All of these scars will go away if it takes 3 months, 6 months, a year, whatever the case is, guys. All of this stuff is going to go away. So I consider myself extremely, extremely fortunate and extremely, extremely lucky to only have a few scars and just to have honestly, some blemishes that are going to go away. Anyways, guys, I wanted to film this video so that you guys can know what happened. If you guys have any questions about my face, I'm going to direct you guys here so that you guys can, just get all the details. Know that I was in an explosion that was caused by myself. And And yeah, just know that I am totally fine. This is just something that's gonna go away. I just got a couple second-degree burns at the end of the day, and yeah, I'm ready to get back to work. So anyways, guys, yeah, again, I've been off work for like a month and a half. I had to first let all the scars and everything healed, and then I just got a little behind on work, behind on keeping people, but at first I couldn't even type. It literally hurt to use my hand. So anyways, so that is all over, that is all behind me, and now I'm ready to get back to work. So if you guys have any questions on my face or on what happened, I'm gonna direct you guys over here. I have a ton of content planned for this year, which is another reason I wanted to do this video, just so you guys can know what happened, because I know you guys will have questions as well. But anyways, guys, if you guys are excited for the 2024 detailing season, I am as well, and I'm super excited to do more videos this up and coming year here on the channel. So make sure that you guys subscribe so you guys can check out some awesome detailing content coming up here on the channel in the future. Check out the detailing rig, some updates we've made. That's actually the next video that's coming out, and I made that video about a week or two ago, so you guys will see how much healing can be done to the human body in just a week or just a couple weeks. That is it for me for this video. I gotta get home, feed the girls some dinner, and yeah, get ready for a fun little weekend. We're seeing Dune 2 tomorrow, which will be fun, going on a little date with the girl, and yeah, it's gonna be awesome weekend. I'm ready for it. Glad I'm back to normal, and glad I'm back to business. So anyways, guys, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.